I don't have any idea what I'm doing here. My channel needs a video because I erased all my old videos. Go figure. Curiously troubled times in America. Life is going like crap. I'm struggling to make it to the job. See if I can get a job for tomorrow, maybe. If I'm lucky, one job for one day, to supplement my income. No, don't think me callous or crude or unkind. 11 people died in a synagogue. Old people, mom and dad, grandma and grandpa. They went to church, and some madman with a gun came in and decided he was going to kill all the Jews. Go figure. What is the insanity of this country about Jews and bigotry and racism and all that crap? I don't like any of it. Give me a real bad feeling about life. I'm disgusted and embarrassed, and I don't know what to do. I mean, I'm a psychiatric patient on medication. I'm a high-functioning schizoaffective disorder. I have manic depressive syndrome. I have PTSD, ADD, and I'm dyslexic. I'm a mess. I'm a wreck. I want you to be president. You want me to be president? No, you don't want me to be president. I don't want me to be president. I don't think I could handle the stress. Poor Donald. Poor Donald Trump. He has so much responsibility. 11 hours of unstructured time today. He's going to spend the day tweeting and watching the baseball game. He's a lowlife. I don't like him. And I ain't doing that just to be pissing off all the MAGA. Make America great again. I think America's already great. I don't think we have any issue with that. I think we used to have a really good country, and I think, America got lazy. I think America got America got ignorant. I think America got a cell phone. I think America's been on the computer too long. I think America has been collecting Social Security benefits for too long, and living on welfare and collecting food stamps and shit. Which I'm being facetious now because that's everything I do in order to survive. Michael Bloomberg, I've discovered. I was reading through the news and saw that he might have considered at one point a bid for the presidency, and went out and looked up some of his YouTube videos, and seems like a really nice guy, successful. He's got billions of dollars, $40-50 billion in the bank, and he's upper crust. He's if Donald Trump is a puke, then Michael Bloomberg is presidential. But nobody responds to my YouTube videos. Nobody responds to my YouTube channel. When I post stuff, I maybe get 1 or 2 likes, and nobody says anything. So this video is just because I'm sitting here looking at the videos and knowing that I don't have any on my site, so I thought I better make one, because who knows, someday someone might want to know who I was or something. I don't know. I'm not violent. I'm not radical. It's not like I'm going to go out and, commit any violent acts or anything against anybody. I'm not that way. I'm a peaceful guy, but I'm scared. I'm scared of Russia, scared of Putin. Not scared, just worried, worried about Putin, worried about the world. I mean, the world is a nightmare. I mean, everywhere you go. Iran, they used to wear, modern 70s clothing, and they were going to church, and they were, going to school, and they were learning business. Now they're Islamic. The women all have to completely cover themselves in black, and the adult males are all radical Islam. I don't know. It's weird. I'm not Islamophobic. I mean, yeah, I guess it's okay to be Islamic if you're not, a violent extremist. Just like it's the same thing. We have 35% of the population right now that are violent extremists, and those are Trump's followers. The cult of Trump. He's got 35% of the population behind him. How did that many people become that racist and that sick and that twisted? I don't get it. I really don't. looking at my display is backwards to me, so I have a hard time figuring out how much time I got on here. But I guess I got a little less than 23 minutes left. I was going to read a book about the symbolic species and how the evolution of the brain had something to do with the evolution of our language and the coevolution of language in the brain. That's what I was interested in. Science fiction, comedy, space opera, and breaking the chains of gravity, and projections, and Traveler, and science fiction films, and time travel, and these were the things that interested me. And now it's like, you can't do that. Well, I don't know what I can do and what I can't do. I don't want to sit and spin and be on fire for, being pissed off at Donald Trump and all his followers, that think he's God or whatever, And we have 11 people killed in a synagogue by some madman who thinks that Jews are the problem. And then, Trump steps up the microphone and says, "How about that World Series, huh?" He's totally oblivious. He's just junk. And then, because he doesn't have anything to say positive about the situation, he goes on and tweets about, the ball game and, how the press has given him a bad deal and all this shit, fake news and all that shit. And it's like, I don't think so. I'm not religious, but I believe there's an evil in the world, and I believe Donald Trump is playing into its hands. Because last night, at some point in the day yesterday, an airliner went down. 183 people killed. No chance of survivors. Drowned and died, and they found wreckage of the plane. They didn't mention survivors. They said, "We found wreckage of the plane." It's like, one bad thing follows after another. You can't get pissed off for too long about any one thing, because as soon as you get pissed off about something, the devil kicks in and kicks up something even worse. Hurricane Michael earlier in the month, as if that wasn't the worst thing that could happen to Texas and the Florida Panhandle and stuff. A really serious Category 5 hurricane that formed in the Gulf of Mexico. Weather patterns are changing. And there's still a whole bunch of people out there that don't believe that there's anything to do with climate change. Oh, no. Son, it's just cycles. The weather goes through cycles like this. Sorry. Cycles were never like this 20 years ago. Cycles are getting really radical. So, if I had a super mind and could telepathically get everybody on the same page, I would. I'm an idealist. I'd like to see everybody holding hands and happy, joy. I ain't got nothing against Catholics, Protestants, Jewish, Christians, evangelicals. I've got my complaints. But it doesn't do me any good. It's not like I'm going to get anything done. I wanted my game playing to involve aspects in my movies and my critics and my theory and all that to be taken, like could happen. This could happen. I wanted that. I thought that was pretty cool. So I included a combat leader's field guide and found out that some people don't believe in Allah and would rather believe in Jehovah, Krishna, Buddha, whatever. This sucks, man. Welcome to life on planet Earth. It sucks. Man, where are we going? What are we doing? You either distract yourself with your own personal beliefs and habits and hobbies and, distractions and what you're into, or you jump on the political bandwagon and start throwing slings and arrows at each other. Neither one seems functional. It's a mess. It's a nightmare. America is a nightmare. The world is a nightmare, and I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what to do. Pray? I don't really pray. I don't know if I believe in God. I don't know if I'm agnostic or atheist even. Religious BS. We'll pray for you. Well, I'll send a note to Santa Claus for you. It makes about as much sense to me. I've been culled and cultivated and fed a lot of info and given lots of conflicting information, and now I'm supposed to make some of it make sense somehow, and I don't know how to do it. Be perfectly honest with you, I really don't know how to do it. It's a crazy world. Women are a divided camp, and they shouldn't be. Women are unity. They all make babies and stuff. I mean, a woman can gestate a human body inside of her own body. I couldn't do that. Scare the crap out of me. Have something down there in my stomach rolling around all day and all night for 9 months. That's terrifying. Women are brave. And when they see it, that they're pregnant, if they're in good circumstances, good situation, they take joy at the fact, at the prospect that they're making a new person. And why not? I mean, it's pretty cool. Guys don't know this. Guys don't know this like women know this. Women know when they're creating a life. Men, there you go, baby. See ya. Screwed up, man. Screwed up big time. Now I've got books. I got 3 bookshelves now. One with my science fiction on it, one with my factual old fiction on it, and one with my spiritual and recovery books in it. Now nothing works. Nothing works. I can wander around inside this circle and spin circles around myself for hours and not get anywhere, get anything done. Man, I'm a mess. I'm struggling to work 2 or 3 days a month. I work for a day, I bust my ass, and by the time the end of the day comes, I'm going through hell and physically shot, and it takes me 4 days before I can walk again properly without limping. Because I never worked. I'm sorry. It's not that I'm lazy. I've always had psychiatric problems and always been on medication and always been, on disability and, psychologically screwed up. I don't claim to be perfect. I'm not. But I'm human. I got faults. I got strengths. I got weaknesses. I got strengths. I don't know, man. I really don't. I don't know what to do. I mean, today at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm going to call my job place and see if I can get a job for tomorrow. I'm living from day to day. It's like one day at a time. That's a classic line from Recovery, but it's also a mantra for me for living through these days on planet Earth. It's scary. I mean, my finances are strapped. Paying car insurance, car maintenance, rent, paying back the $6,000 in credit card debt that I've got from getting my car running and, keeping tires on it and stuff so that I can afford to make it. And it's just barely squeaking by. I ain't happy. But I feel like I'm trudging in the right direction. I don't know what that means, but I'm taking steps one day at a time to try and make things happen. I'm paying my bills one day at a time. I'm paying the bills with my insurance money and I'm paying for car insurance and, wow. It's just hard. It's hard on planet Earth right now. I'm not saying I'm the only one. I'm just saying that I'm the only one here. I'm the only one me. I'm the only one doing what I'm doing right now. That's why I made a video. Because this is crazy times on planet Earth. It ain't getting any better anytime quick, I can't tell you. It doesn't seem like it anyway. I mean, these are hard times. I mean, Trump just keeps digging himself a deeper grave, and I'm just hoping that he doesn't turn into Hitler. I'm serious. I've read up on Hitler, and, yesterday he was on TV, or the day before yesterday, he was on TV because of the farm youth of the middle Americans. And that's what Hitler did. He tried to rescue or tried to recruit the youth of his country to try and back him up. And boy, these people are just beholden to Trump in Georgia and Iowa and shit. They just think he's God. And he ain't. He's the opposite if there ever was one. He lies and deceives. That's the enemy, man. If you believe in Jesus and you believe in God and you believe in the Bible, he's the devil, man. He's perfect. He's the personification of evil. I may be wrong. I may be, religion might be a piece of junk and there might not actually be a God and there might only be a subspace of the universe and there might not be any Jesus and it might have been just a story that the church built so that they had a reason to exist and charge you 10% on Sundays. Whatever. I don't know. It don't seem right. I've seen some really crazy stuff going on in this world, and it don't seem right. Now, this world is messed up. You know? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to win your vote. I'm not trying to win your affections. I'm not trying to win your likingness of me. I'm not trying to be anybody special or anything like that. I'm just tired of it being tragic. Because everywhere you go, it's tragic. Trump makes one stupid mistake, and then all of a sudden an airliner goes down with 183 people on board. You know, what happened there? How'd that happen? Who guides this stuff? Sometimes I wonder if the devil doesn't live on my shoulder and isn't watching me and laughing his head off because he can screw around with my reality the way he does. But I'm schizoaffective, schizophrenic. I hallucinate. I see things. I hear voices. None of this makes any sense to me. I'm a confused 13-year-old child. My parents died 13 years ago. I started living when they died. 50 years old. It's terrifying. It's terrifying to be in charge of yourself and then find out what's going on in the world and find out some people like you and some people don't, depending on who you vote for. It's a screwed up world. It's a screwed up world with a screwed up future. I don't see it getting real easy anytime soon, but we got 2 years to go until the 2020 election, and I hope we, as a country, have a conscience enough to everybody go out and vote, and the 60% of people who don't like Trump go out and vote for somebody and get somebody elected instead of that dumbass. You got guys running around in red and white hats that say, "Make America great again." Yeah, make America racist. It's ridiculous. It's pathetic. I don't like the way it's going. There's not much I can do about it, but I thought I would record a video. I thought it would be a good thing to make a video. So I put on my garb, I put on my hat, put on my glasses, put on my jacket, and I sit here and I try and think of something that's important enough to say on a video, to load to a video, to put on my website. And I don't know what it is. I'm tired of seeing American flags all bright and shiny in red, white, and blue, waving and flagging over Donald Trump. Give me a break. He's a real estate salesman. He's garbage. And Michael Bloomberg, mayor of New York, 3 terms, and made changes, made good things happen. We could have used him last election, but he wasn't up for running. Don't blame him. Hell of a responsibility to President of the United States. If you're any good at it, it's a real challenge. Trump's just a lazy asshole. Puke. Here, have a burnt steak and some ketchup, you cheap piece of crap. And some people think he's God. There will be people who will look at this video and go, "Oh, he's anti-Trump." Yep. God is my witness. I'm anti-Trump. Shoot me. Put me out of my misery. It's really strange that no one's taken a shot at him. It really is. It is to me. I mean, I'm surprised there's nobody shot him. Actually, and then I think it through and I go, well, no, because the 35% of the people that believe in him are the same people that would take a shot at a politician they don't like. You got this bomb guy, makes 11, 12, 13 pipe bombs and sends them to everybody in the country. Trump turns it around and makes it sound like it's the Democrats' fault, and that the Democrats made the bombs, and they sent them to themselves so that they could prove that Trump was a jerk. I can't believe this shit. It's so blatantly full of shit. Trump is so obviously bullshit. I can't believe people would actually follow him. But then again, people followed Hitler too. They came out of it with Nazi Germany in World War II and kill all the Jews and all that. Now there's a whole bunch of people down south that are racists and bigots and don't like Jews and don't like blacks and don't like Hispanics and shit. What is up with that? Used to be America was a melting pot. Well, the melting pot done melted down. And these guys that are, pro-Trump supporters, most of them are immigrants. 2 or 3 generations back, their fathers and grandmothers came over on the boats just like everybody else. Oh, we're American. We're natural-born citizens. We're not European. Give me a break, man. All of us are. The only people that belong here are the Native Americans. And God knows what higher power is providing America with challenges because we kicked the Native Americans off their own land. They didn't even think of it as their own land. That's why they did so well for so many years. I mean, they were here for a long time all by themselves and did just fine. Go figure. Native America. Indians, they call them. Indians. I know they don't like that label, but, Native Americans. The people that were here that kicked the Spaniards out of their country. The Spanish got their ass kicked by the Native Americans. Before the Americans, the European Americans got here. Go figure. The Hispanics need to go. Where would I go? Where would I go? I'm half French Canadian. I'm half Lithuanian. I'm half European and half Canadian. Where would I go? Hawaii? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, I don't know where I belong. I certainly don't feel like I belong here. It turned into a nightmare country. If it's a brand new flag, it's probably a nationalist with an agenda against blacks and Jews and Hispanics. If it's a ragged flag, it's probably a forgotten... I see him. I know what's going on. I don't like it. I'm not happy. I don't have a whole lot of hope for the future. But I'm trying to avoid watching Trump's videos that make me angry. Trying to ignore people that believe in Make America Great Again. Because they're assholes. Anybody that supports assholes... Anybody that supports Trump is an asshole in my book. In any capacity. I don't care whether you're sitting back on the couch watching him on the fucking news. I don't like Trump. He doesn't belong here. He shouldn't be here. Tar and feather him, string him up by his thumbs, and hand him back to the Russians. Because he sold out to the Russians too. Putin's having a grand old time getting his goddamn artillery set up for the war in Europe. I can't shoot nuclear weapons at nuclear weapons. The whole world comes to an end. That's just there in case. Man. I've spent a lot of time sitting here twiddling my thumbs in my own little environment, trying to stay mellow and stay out of everybody's hair and stay out of everybody's way and everything. And it looks like I might have done the wrong thing by doing so. I don't want no trouble. I ain't planning on doing nothing illegal. I ain't. And I wouldn't recommend anybody else do either. I mean, the people that don't believe in Trump are being very, very well behaved. People that do believe in Trump, they're incredible assholes. They're trying to make trouble. I got no use for any of it. I want to stay out of trouble. I want to get my bills paid, and I want to survive. And then one day I want to die and, have a funeral. My thoughts on the future are, can I make it to work tomorrow? Will this video post? Will anybody see it? Probably not, but I made it. That was the point. I set this little environment up so that I could make a video for my website. My channel on YouTube. Go see my channel on YouTube. This is the only video there now because I erased all my old stuff because it all looked ridiculous under the circumstances. It was foolishness. Go have a nice day. Have a hot dog. Have a hamburger. Think things through. Search your soul. Figure out what's right and what's wrong and do the right thing and not the evil thing. The bigoted thing. The racist thing. Jerks. Jerks, I tell you. Man. I may be wrong. I may be foul. I may be screwed up. I may be, garbage, but I don't like the way things are going. And I don't want no part of it. Don't fucking come back here and blame me for some stupid idea that you got about how that you were going to make things better again somehow. Wasting my time and yours. I am, and that's all that I am. Doing what I gotta do to survive, one day at a time. And some of these days drag by. It's like if you're going through hell, keep on going. So that's all I got. I quit. I've got less than 3 minutes left on this section of video. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. Stay American, but don't wave the flag too proudly because you got a dumbass in the Oval Office right now. So, I guess I'm entitled to my opinion, freedom of speech and all that. So far, that hasn't gone away. But I'm nervous. I'm nervous about the police. I'm nervous about the government. I'm nervous about the military. I'm nervous about World War III. You know, if you ain't nervous right now, you ain't paying attention. Bye now.